Let's talk about what's going on with Expedia today. Here's one stock that is not popping. It's no secret travel companies have been hit hard by the pandemic. The CEO, Peter Kern, didn't mince words when describing the damage to Expedia's earnings. He says the second quarter, quote, represented likely the worst quarter the travel industry has seen in modern history. And Expedia was, of course, not spared. Shares seem down about 5%. It had been on a pretty nice rally from the March lows, up 70%. They did have some areas like Vrbo that were a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and that was key. And in our conversation today with CEO Peter Kern on Squawk on the Street, he said, yes, we're seeing strong growth in Vrbo, our home rentals platform, but he disagreed with comments made by Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky a couple weeks ago, where he had said that the shift from hotels to vacation rentals is permanent and not temporary. And Peter Kern pushed back today. He said, I do not agree with that. Now, context is that when you look at gross bookings, Expedia still makes a large share of its bookings from hotels, from air travel. Vrbo, while growing, is still a smaller piece of the pie. So that seems to be the big opportunity for Expedia to grow that platform. And how do you incentivize more home buyers to list their homes? That's something that they're trying to work on.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Eric, because anecdotally around here, more people are kind of discovering Vrbo for the first time. And the Expedia CEO is in a weird position where on the one hand, he's saying to Airbnb, no, people will go back to using our traditional platform, but then they have an Airbnb-like competitor that that they're also trying to encourage. So he kind of has to be on both sides of it here.
That's a tricky thing when you've got these conglomerates with diversified portfolios. So if one of them does well, usually the other one's not doing as well. So where are you weighting your business? I think we're going to see this get back to normal once COVID goes away. It's hard to make these projections into the future when we're still in the middle of shutdowns and people look around here. There's barely nobody here. So you can't even go to the office. Your travel's very weird. There's a lot of ways you can travel, whether that's driving, flying, cruises. So you're just moving one method to another.
Right, exactly. And Julie, I think time will tell. I mean, I personally think they're probably right that we're going to go back to something more like normal. It's going to just take a while.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think there are two different things we're talking about here, Kelly. Maybe it's 18 months from now, maybe it's even 2 years from now, but eventually when things do return to normal, I think there will be a huge amount of pent-up demand for real travel, hotels, plane flights going very far away. But in the meantime, I think Vrbo is thriving because people are going to discover it. I've used it myself with my family. I've used that and Airbnb. And I think there are a lot of people who are going to say, I haven't done this before. I'm trying it now because I feel like now it's really my only safe option.
Right.
And then eventually, I think the question is how many of those people are converted? And then to Seema's point, will we see more people being willing to rent their houses on these platforms because now they are inventory constrained?
True,
Kelly,
true.
You and I will discuss that with Booking Holdings CEO next Friday after they report earnings to see whether he agrees with either Chesky of Airbnb or Kern of Expedia.
That's a nice deep tease. We are looking forward to it.